Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show this evening. This evening, we have a program change. We're going to be talking about society at large, what's going on in society today. We have just recently had an election, and it's been chaos going on. We got a president that's been elected that people don't want. We got a president that's been elected that some people want. We got mass incarceration, okay, going on in our communities and society. We have people being released from prison at a record number. Long-time offenders coming back home from incarceration into a society where it's really foreign to them, coming back into the society, and we're being readjusted to living on the outside. We got a lot of things that's going on in the country today, and we want to kind of like talk about it tonight. You know, we got call-ins. We got 415-861-6648. I want you to call in, and we want to talk about these things that's going on in our communities, in our society today. We got an election that just went on last week, and people are upset about it. We got youngsters, we got young people, we got children scared to death. We got people going to school, youngsters going to school, and they're scared for their classmates because their classmates may get deported. We have a lot of immigrants here in this country. This country was built on immigrants. And we have a lot of immigrants that come over from different countries to this land for a better life. And they have children that's in school, and they're scared that their mothers and fathers may be deported. What's going on in our country today? Wow. Like I said, they got the prisons full to capacity. It's like a glass. You can't put no more people in prison. They got a court order to bring down the population and keep it down. Okay, a year ago, they had a court order to bring it down. They brought it down to a certain amount of people in prison. It was stabilized for a minute there, and now it's going back up. What do we do? What do we do about our president that just been elected? What do we do about the people protesting, destroying people's property, that people establish these businesses? And only thing they're doing, they're trying to make a living. Their property is being destroyed because people are protesting the election. Okay, well, that, I guess for some that's all right. Okay, but some of these people haven't even voted. They're upset because the president that they wanted in office, California, did the right thing. They voted for Hillary Clinton. They voted the way they should have voted, but they're still upset in California, and they're destroying people's property. Okay, but what do we tell the young kids? What do we tell the youngsters? How do we explain to these youngsters that it might not be as bad as they say it's going to be? It might be just a talk for this man to get in office to be president. How do we relax these youngsters to allow them to continue to go on in learning, being educated, given things that they should have to be the next generation of people, our future? The youngsters are our future. What do we do today? How do we at ease that? How do we make them understand that, even with the mass incarceration, even with all the madness that's going on in our country, how do we make these youngsters at ease to what's going on in our country today? Call in. Let's talk about this. Let's make it to the point to where we can say something to our young children and make them understand that what's going on now today, it may change things a little bit, but it's not going to change it that bad. Let's talk about this. Let's bring these youngsters on and allow them to stress their frustration with the election process. What happened? We got to call in 415-861-6645. Call in. Let's talk about this. We have a show here today that we use to allow returned citizens to come on the show and stress to the community, society, who we are, who they are today, opposed to who they once were. You know, this is a good thing. And the community, society is being at ease with what's being said on this show. So let's give these youngsters something that they can be comfortable with. Let's open up. Let's make these youngsters be able to understand what's been said by Donald Trump during his election. You know, the man talk crazy. He says a lot of foreign things that a lot of people don't understand. But then he's a politician. You know, when a politician opens his mouth, half the thing they say is not true. You know, so we have to look at that as well. Yes. Yes, hello.
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, first of all, I want to say that you have a good show, man.
Thank you.
So what do we tell the children? Maybe for black folk, we can tell them that we went through this kind of thing before. Not exactly this, but discrimination and not being able to go places and to vote and all of that, and we came out of it.
Right.
And perhaps we can tell them that they have to keep going forward and believing and hoping, and not just believing and hoping, but doing something to make things better for themselves. But the point is, the adults really are there, are the compass that they have to look toward to see. We just can't tell them, you know, you have to go out and make it better. We have to be the leaders in terms of that they can look at and see and know that as bad as things might be, that everything's going to work out. How it's going to work out, we don't know.
Right.
I mean, months ago, somebody said Trump was president. He was already crazy. We did the same thing with Schwarzenegger. Remember when he was running for governor?
Exactly. Yes.
And people thought, oh, you know, that's crazy.
Right.
You know, he's a foreigner. He has an accent. All of that stuff.
Right. Right.
And look what happened. So my point is, we can't tell them how it's going to turn out. Right. But you got to keep going.
Got to keep on going. We want to thank you for your calling in this evening. We we have a lot of kids that's really scared right now. You know, they really are. You know, we had people called me last week, and he was telling me about their grandchildren. They're afraid for their friends. You know, they don't know whether they're going to be in school tomorrow. You know, they might go home tonight, and their fathers and mothers are being deported. You know, what do we do? What do we say about that? You know, it's we appreciate you calling in. We really do. Thank you very much. So yes, what do we do? What do we say to the youngsters? What do we say about what's going on in our country today? You know, we got racial profiling. We was at a point to where that was kind of leveled off. You know, the president-elect, you know, he's for racial profiling. What do we do? What do we tell the youngsters? You know, are you going to go to the store to buy some candy and get stopped because you're of a different race? What do we tell our youngsters? Are you going to go to school tomorrow and your friend that you sat next to yesterday, is he going to be there in school? What do we tell our youngsters? You know, we have to make it at ease that these youngsters go to school without worrying about an education. You know, we got to make it at ease for a youngster being able to go to school and see his friend that he played on the playground with yesterday. He's still here. You know, we have to be the catalyst for our youngsters. We have to make it possible that they have a way of going to school and being at ease and getting an education, because we have to realize that the children are our future. You know, what are we going to do? You know, we have a right. You know, we have a right. We have a justice and liberty and happiness in this country. We have the best country in the world. You know, there's no country as the United States We have freedom of speech. We can do just about anything we want to do in this state. We have laws that we have to go by, sure enough. But we can do just about anything we want to do in this country. We can have the house up on the hill, white picket fence, the dog named Spot. If we can live the American dream in this country, but we have to make it to where our children be able to go to school and get a good education. Giving a child an education, that's something that you can't take back from the child. Once you get that paper, you can't take that back. You can take pretty much anything that you want to take from an individual, but once the education is given and accepted, you can't take that from a child. So we have to be able to make our children at ease. We have to. We got to call in here, 415-861-6648. Call in and let's talk about this. Let's give these youngsters something that they need, and that's relax and satisfaction from the adults. So we have to be able to sit in and be comfortable and be a part of this this process that we have going on. We got a president, and a lot of people are upset and disturbed with the election. But see, the thing is, if you don't vote, why should you be mad? A lot of people can't vote, but if you have the right to vote, why should you be mad? You didn't vote. You didn't get out and do what you had the right to do. At one time in this country, black folk couldn't vote. At one time in this country, women could not vote. We have the right to vote in this country today. And if you sit around and say, well, I'm not going to vote for him, I'm not going to vote for her, I'm not going to vote for neither one of them. Okay, well, you can bet your bottom dollar one of them is going to be elected. And the one that's elected, that's the one that, well, I don't want him. Well, you didn't vote. You didn't vote for her. You didn't vote at all. So how should you have a voice in anything? They got people destroying people's property. They're protesting. They bust people's windows out, establishments. So we have to give what we should give. Yes. Good afternoon. Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. James.
Yes.
I just like to say what a wonderful show you're doing.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I wanted to speak on the election. Like you said, everybody does have the opportunity to vote.
Yes. Well, no, I'm not saying everybody. We got some people that can't vote and wish they could vote. But those that can vote, they should vote.
Correct.
So we have a problem there. We have a problem. We got people destroying people's properties, and some of them haven't even voted. What right do you have to destroy somebody's property and you didn't vote?
Yes, I agree with you on that totally.
So we have a, I was just talking to a gentleman yesterday, and I was saying last month or the month before last, or the month before that, if they had a problem with elections and not voting themselves, they should have got on the plane or a bus and went down south and went around to those houses and told people, get out and vote when it's time to vote. They could have used their time. They could have went down and went to the southern states and went around to houses, knocked on doors, and asked the people to go out and vote when it's time to vote. Now we got in the dilemma. Now we have a president-elect. He's been voted in. That's not going to change. I don't care how much you protest. I don't care what you do. That's not going to happen. They're not going to have another election because that's already happened. Okay, so you burn a rubber going nowhere. You burn a rubber going absolutely nowhere. They have election. He is there for the next 4 years. If he's not impeached, he'll be there for the next 4 years. So you burn a rubber going nowhere. You see, stop destroying people's property. They're trying to live the American dream. They got a business. Allow them to have a business and prosper off the business. Don't destroy the property. That don't make no sense. So I want to thank you for calling in this evening. Thank you very much. I appreciate it, ma'am.
You're welcome, sir. And keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, so we have to be part of this process. We have to make things work because we are this. We are part of this society. Whether we want to be or not. They got people out in society that's doing absolutely nothing with their time. Absolutely nothing. They're just existing. You see, but we have to be part of this. We have to. Yes, good evening. Good evening.
Yeah, just trying to help out. When people call in, tell them to turn the volume down on their television all the way down so you don't get feedback.
Okay, thank
People have a
you.
tendency to watch television and the feedback comes through, so they should turn their volume all the way down, and then you're not going to get feedback.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay,
later.
thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Callers are calling in. When you call in, would you turn your volume on your television down all the way so you won't have that terrible feedback that we're getting on the show? Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate the caller. But call in and be part of the show. 415-861-6648. Call in and give me some feedback on this because this is a topic that we really need to have because, like I say, our children are our future. We can't look at nothing no better than that. Our children are going to be the ones that they're the next presidents, the next congressmen. They're going to be they're going to be there. Yes. Good evening.
Listen,
Welcome to the show.
thank you, thank you.
Yes. What do you? Yeah, we having a conversation here about the young children. We having a conversation about society at large. We having a conversation about prison overpopulated populations. We having a conversation about what's going on in our country, and we need this topic here. We need to be talked about because there's nothing being done about it. We have an election that just went on here. We got a president-elect that was elected. California did its part. But now we got Californians running around and destroying people's property for no reason because, like I say, half of them didn't even vote. But they're destroying people's property people are trying to live the American dream. And they're being disrupted because they got people that's running around destroying their property, busting their windows, insurance going up. Come on, what are we doing? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, are you there? Can you hear?
Yes, I can hear.
Okay, give me some feedback.
The feedback I can give you. I'm a native resident of Baby Hunters Point.
Could you turn your volume down on your television a little, sir?
Okay, I'm a native resident of Baby Hunters Point.
Yes, sir. Okay.
And we have a lot of opportunities here in this community for people in the community who've been here all their lives. We have different developments coming here where they can benefit both business-wise, home ownership, and also the opportunity to have first priority on jobs. 50% of all community has the right to have 50% of all the jobs in this community. Also, 35% of all contractors in this community and opportunity to own homes. But a lot of our people in our community, young people, are not going out seeking these jobs.
Right,
The
correct.
opportunities that we have in this community. We've been fighting since 1970 to make sure that people that
Right. Right, correct.
second people. That's a whole lot of jobs. We need our young brothers and sisters to step up and take these opportunities that we didn't have. I'm 7 years old. And when I was first looking for a job, I had to walk from Hunters Point to South Street at 16th, and that's over 7 miles. But then they tell me that you're not hired today in the Union Hall over 261.
Right.
And I would do that every morning. I would leave my home 5 o'clock in the morning to walk that distance for them to tell me they're not hiring. But at the same time, I would go to they were building a White Front, which now is Safeway up on 15th Street. I would pass there on my way home, and the man got tired of seeing me and gave me a job.
Right.
And I started training. I've been trained as an operating engineer. I've been trained as a laborer. We fought, and since that time, we fought and had these jobs ready for these young people, good paying jobs, union jobs, and can live anywhere they want to live because that type of union wages permits that. You know, come on, young brothers and sisters, get off your duff and take the opportunity that we fought for to give you.
Yes, sir.
You know,
Yes,
there's
sir.
too many things that happen. People are moving from other countries coming here,
That's right.
getting opportunities that we fought for.
Yes, sir.
And you're born and raised here, your mothers and fathers fought and were denied home ownership in the early 40s.
Yes.
And sweat and got these homes and what have you. And a lot of these young people are doing drugs. They're giving their parents' property away that they sweat and actually died for them to have something for when they left.
Yes,
Because
sir.
a lot of them, when they came from the South, didn't have the opportunity to own property. But they came here to own property. Now we have the opportunity to increase and provide and have something for our grandkids and great-grandkids.
Right.
So
Thank
the generation after us, who's in their 30s, 20s, 25, you have to make sure that your young kids, your grandkids, and your young kids have the opportunity to get these jobs.
Right.
You're off the air now. They're showing something else now, San Francisco. And I don't know if you can hear me or not.
We can still hear you.
But
We can still hear you.
that's what I have to say to make sure that we have the opportunity for our young people to do what they have.
Thank you very kindly, sir.
To get these jobs, you know, and take care of their property.
Thank you. Thank you very kindly, sir, for your call in. Thank you. We appreciate it. We're going to end our show this evening, but we're going to follow up on Tuesday. We're going to have the youngsters come in, and they're going to voice their frustration about this election of 2017. So we want to thank you for tuning in tonight and tune in next week on Channel 29 on Saturday night. Thank you, and have a good evening.
Have a nice evening yourself.